There is an invisible force that guides every individual to success. It is not luck, nor fate, nor a stroke of good fortune that leads the few who rise to greatness. It is the undeniable power of consistency. Yet, there exists a deep misconception that greatness is born from one's ability to act in bursts of energy, from the occasional moment of brilliance. This is far from the truth. True and lasting success, the kind of success that endures the test of time and circumstance, is achieved only through one trait: consistency. At its core, consistency is not about talent, nor is it about intelligence. It is a decision, a deliberate choice that you make every single day, whether you feel like it or not. You must choose consistency even in the face of adversity, in the moments when it seems easier to give up or take a shortcut. You must decide to continue, to push forward, no matter the obstacles that lie in your path. There is a powerful principle that many fail to recognize. The results of your labor are determined by what you do consistently, not by what you do sporadically. Think of the vast mountains that have been carved over the ages. Was it a single massive eruption of force that formed the Grand Canyon? No. It was the slow, steady trickle of water, day after day, year after year, wearing away the rock. The same principle applies to your life. It is easy to become caught up in the idea that you must take grand steps, make huge leaps, and leap toward your goals with an almost reckless sense of urgency. This mentality often leads to disappointment because the road to success is not a straight line. It is a series of consistent, often small but powerful actions that over time will result in monumental success. The most successful individuals are those who understand the importance of consistency. They wake up early, they make the hard choices, they do the work, and they do it every single day, no matter what. They know that success does not come to those who act in fits and starts. It comes to those who maintain the discipline to keep moving forward, even when their progress feels slow or when the results aren't immediately visible. To force yourself to be consistent requires one of the strongest forces of the human mind: self-discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. It is the fuel that drives your ambitions to fruition. Without discipline, even the most determined individual will fail to achieve the true success that they desire. You must build discipline, and you must wield it like the most powerful tool in your arsenal. It is a tool that is forged in the fires of persistence, a tool that will guide you through the toughest of times when every part of you wants to give up. But what is consistency without the ability to stay the course through adversity? You will face challenges. This is inevitable. Life is not meant to be a smooth ride. It is meant to test your resolve. And in the moments of difficulty, when you are tempted to abandon your efforts, it is your consistency that will pull you through. The successful individuals of history were not those who never encountered hardship. They were the ones who continued despite the hardship. They understood that the only way to reach their goals was to persist, one step at a time, even when the results were not immediate. This requires an unwavering belief in the power of consistency. You must believe that the actions you take today, no matter how small they seem, will compound over time to bring you closer to your goals. The daily effort, the repeated actions, the small improvements, these things matter far more than the grand gestures that most people are so fixated on. The greatest obstacle to consistency is the human tendency to seek instant gratification. We live in an age where we are accustomed to immediate results, whether it's a fast food meal or the click of a button to bring us anything we desire. This has created an impatience in us, a desire for results without the necessary effort. But here's the truth you must embrace. Success does not work this way. It is the consistent, tireless effort that produces results over time, not the immediate rewards. You must train your mind to find satisfaction in the small victories, in the quiet progress that you make day in and day out. A great part of being consistent is learning to ignore the noise. The world is full of distractions. Everyone has an opinion, and everyone wants to tell you how you should live your life, but it is the rare individual who is able to silence the distractions and focus on their own journey, knowing that success is a personal pursuit. It does not require the approval of others. It does not require validation from the world. It requires only your commitment to the task at hand. It is your consistency that will drive you to the place you envision for yourself, regardless of external circumstances. There will be times when doubt creeps in. There will be days when you don't feel like working, when the progress you've made seems so small that it feels insignificant. But these are the moments that truly define your path. You must force yourself to stay consistent, even when the results aren't visible, even when others may doubt your abilities. Your consistency is what will propel you forward when everything else tries to hold you back. You must force yourself to take action every day, regardless of how you feel. The greatest champions are not those who are the most talented, but those who are the most disciplined. They understand that their true power lies in their ability to show up day after day and to do the work, even when it's difficult. You must adopt this mindset. You must make the decision that you will take action regardless of your feelings. You will push yourself to do the work, and through this effort you will build the momentum that will carry you to success. Consistency requires a plan. It requires structure. It requires you to know exactly what you want to achieve and to commit to the steps necessary to get there. There is no room for aimlessness in a world driven by success. Every step you take must be deliberate, every action calculated, every moment purposeful. Your consistency is like a machine that needs to be finely tuned, one that operates most effectively when it has a clear purpose, when each part works in harmony with the whole. The discipline to be consistent, however, is not something that can be developed overnight. It is a muscle that must be exercised day in and day out. You must start small, set clear, achievable goals, and focus on them relentlessly. Force yourself to stay on track, to not deviate, even when the journey seems long and arduous. Over time, your consistency will build, your discipline will grow stronger, and the results of your labor will begin to take shape. One of the most powerful truths about consistency is that it breeds momentum. At first, the work may feel like a grind. The results may be barely perceptible. But as you continue to push forward, as you continue to show up each day, something incredible happens. The compound effect kicks in. Small improvements begin to accumulate, and before you know it, you are further along than you ever imagined. Success, once distant, now feels inevitable because of your relentless, consistent effort. But let us be clear, this journey is not for the faint of heart. It is not for those who are seeking shortcuts or easy answers. It is for those who are willing to put in the effort day after day, to face the difficulties head-on and to persist, no matter how long it takes. It is a path that requires an unshakable belief in yourself, an unrelenting will to succeed, and an understanding that consistency is the most reliable route to your goals. So I ask you, will you force yourself to be consistent? Will you commit to showing up every single day, no matter how difficult it may seem? Will you build the habits that will propel you forward, and will you keep moving even when the world around you may falter or question your efforts? The choice is yours. The path is before you. The question is simple. Will you take it? And will you take it with the unwavering consistency that will lead you to greatness? It is essential to realize that the path to greatness is not necessarily a quick or visible one. The world often praises the extraordinary moments, the dramatic victories, and the loud triumphs that make headlines. But let me remind you of an unspoken truth. The most enduring achievements, the ones that truly matter, are not the result of a single burst of brilliance, but rather the quiet accumulation of consistent effort over time. Do not be deceived by the outward appearances of those who seem to succeed effortlessly. The truth behind their achievements lies in years of work done behind the scenes, away from the public eye. They have mastered the art of consistency. They have embraced the mundane, the repetitive, the seemingly insignificant tasks, understanding that these tasks are the very building blocks of success. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is often the ability to show up day after day, to face the same challenges, to make the same sacrifices, and to commit to the same principles, all without the need for immediate rewards. It is the willingness to persist in the absence of recognition, to continue even when the path seems unclear, that defines the true achievers of the world. How often do we see those around us falter in the pursuit of their dreams because they lack the discipline to remain consistent? They begin with enthusiasm, but once the initial excitement wanes, their efforts fade as well. The world around them is filled with distractions, with enticing opportunities to quit and take easier routes. Yet, the key to success lies in overcoming these distractions, in refusing to let temporary setbacks deter you from your ultimate purpose. Consistency is a form of mental toughness, and it is developed in the most trying moments. It is easy to be consistent when the journey is smooth, when things are going according to plan. The true test of consistency arises when obstacles appear on the horizon, when challenges seem insurmountable, when life becomes unpredictable. This is when you must dig deep. You must force yourself to stay the course, to keep working, to continue even when every part of your being is telling you to stop. This is where you must develop the mental fortitude to push through the discomfort. You must establish a mindset that refuses to be swayed by fleeting emotions or temporary circumstances. Emotions are a poor guide on this journey. They come and go, and if you allow them to dictate your actions, you will be left at the mercy of your moods. It is your will, your conscious choice to remain consistent, that will provide the steady hand that guides you toward your goals. You must learn to make decisions with resolve. When you decide to take action, commit to it fully. Do not allow yourself to question the decision once it is made. Too many individuals falter because they make half-hearted commitments, wavering in their resolve when things get difficult. This indecision is the enemy of consistency. Once you commit to the path, see it through. Commit with every ounce of your being and refuse to allow anything to sidetrack you from your course. This is why so many people fail to achieve lasting success. They chase after quick wins, hoping for results that appear in an instant. They expect that a few bursts of effort will deliver the rewards they seek. But success is a slow burn. It is the result of consistent effort, over time, compounded by the lessons learned through experience and by the small, sometimes imperceptible improvements made every single day. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary lies in the ability to continue even when you don't feel like it. It is about setting a standard for yourself, making the commitment to show up and never wavering from that commitment. In moments of struggle, in moments of doubt, you will find the strength to push forward because your consistency has become a habit. Habits, once formed, guide you through the toughest times. Your habits will become your greatest ally, a silent force that keeps you moving toward your goals regardless of external circumstances. Consistency is also a reflection of your character. When you make the decision to consistently show up, to consistently put in the effort, you are demonstrating your integrity. You are telling the world, and more importantly yourself, that you are someone who can be relied upon. You are someone who follows through, who does what they say they will do, no matter how small the task may seem at the time. Over time, this consistency will build your reputation. It will earn you the trust of those around you, whether they are colleagues, clients, or partners. The power of consistency is amplified when you understand its role in creating momentum. Momentum is a force of nature that, once it is set into motion, propels you forward with increasing speed and power. At the start, consistency may feel like an uphill battle. You may feel as though your progress is slow, almost imperceptible. But as you continue to show up day after day, the compound effect takes hold. Small efforts compound into greater results, and what once felt like a struggle becomes easier. You find yourself accelerating toward your goals. The consistency that seemed like a chore becomes second nature. This is why it is so important to start now. Do not wait for the perfect moment or the right conditions. The only condition that matters is now. Right now is the moment you can begin building the consistency that will serve you for the rest of your life. Your future success is not something you have to wait for. It is something you can begin constructing with your actions today. When you adopt the mentality of consistency, you transform the way you approach challenges. No longer will obstacles seem insurmountable because you will know that all you need to do is remain steadfast and keep moving forward. Every setback becomes a lesson, and every delay is merely a detour on the road to your ultimate goal. Your focus will no longer be on the obstacle itself, but on how to overcome it. You will approach challenges with the same relentless attitude that has already carried you so far, and you will find that the path to success becomes clearer with each step. Consistency also requires patience, an invaluable virtue that too many neglect in their pursuit of quick results. It is easy to become frustrated when progress seems slow or when results don't come as quickly as you hoped. But patience is essential in the pursuit of success. You must be willing to work even when you can't immediately see the results of your labor. Trust that your efforts are being rewarded, even if it takes time for the rewards to manifest. The key is to stay true to your purpose and continue working, regardless of the immediate feedback you receive. In the end, success is not for the faint of heart. It is for those who are willing to do what others are not willing to do, to work when others are resting, to push forward when others give up. It is for those who understand that the greatest achievements are not born from moments of great brilliance, but from the quiet, consistent effort that compounds over time. You have within you the power to accomplish incredible things, but this power is unlocked only through the decision to be consistent, to take action each and every day, to force yourself to stay committed to your goals, and to never allow yourself to become distracted by the noise of the world. You must force yourself to be consistent, to be relentless in your pursuit of greatness, and to trust that your consistent effort will lead you to the success you deserve. You see, the strength of consistency lies in its predictability. While the world is full of variables, distractions, and forces beyond your control, your ability to show up day in and day out provides you with a steady hand, guiding you forward even through the uncertainty. This steady hand is the only reliable tool you have when you are pursuing something truly worth achieving. It becomes your anchor in the storm, your rock in times of doubt. As the world swirls around you, as people falter and quit, you will find solace in the fact that you have committed to consistency. You have chosen to act not based on the whims of the moment or fleeting emotions, but through a deliberate, unwavering resolve that propels you forward. Consistency, though, is not just about doing the same thing repeatedly. It is about doing the right thing, day in and day out. It is not mindless repetition, but rather purposeful, deliberate action toward your goals. Every action you take should be in alignment with the end result you desire. It should be calculated, measured, and executed with intention. By focusing on consistency, you are building the foundation for success on a day-by-day basis, brick by brick, until that structure of achievement stands tall in front of you. As you commit to this path of consistency, you will encounter resistance. This is inevitable. The human mind is naturally drawn to the easiest path, the quickest solution, the temporary relief of comfort. But what sets successful individuals apart from the rest is their ability to push through the resistance, to face the discomfort head-on, and to keep going, regardless of how they feel in the moment. You must develop the ability to detach yourself from your emotions and understand that they are temporary. Your feelings will fluctuate, but your actions, grounded in consistency, will carry you through the turbulence. Consider for a moment how a person builds strength. It does not come through lifting a heavy weight once, or through pushing your body to its limit in a single burst. It comes through repeated effort, through a commitment to pushing yourself a little more each day, no matter how small the increase may be. Whether it is lifting weights, running further, or mastering a skill, the incremental progress made over time is what builds lasting results. It is the same with success. It is the accumulation of small, consistent actions that compound into the significant results you desire. Each task you complete, each challenge you overcome, adds a layer of strength to your foundation. Now, think about your own journey. When you embark on any goal, you must commit to showing up, whether you feel motivated or not. The work must be done. The progress must be made. And so it is crucial that you remove the concept of motivation from the equation altogether. Motivation is fickle. It comes and goes. It can be fleeting, and if you rely on it, you will find yourself constantly searching for the energy or the right mood to take action. The truth is, motivation often comes after action, not before. The consistency you establish in your routine will gradually build a momentum that fuels further progress, even on days when motivation seems absent. Consistency becomes even more powerful when you understand that it works in cycles. Every small action, every effort, leads to an increase in your confidence, which in turn makes it easier to stay consistent. Confidence is not built by waiting for success to appear. It is built through consistent effort, through showing up even when the path seems unclear, through working through your challenges and knowing that the progress you make today will compound into something greater tomorrow. When you achieve one small victory, you reinforce the belief that you can achieve another, and then another. These victories, though they may seem small in isolation, build on each other to create a foundation for greater success. However, one must also recognize that consistency is not an excuse for stagnation. Just because you show up every day doesn't mean you should do the same thing without reflection. This is where many falter. They believe that simply being consistent means repeating the same process mindlessly. True consistency comes from maintaining focus and adjusting your efforts when necessary. It is about continually improving, even in small ways, to ensure that your actions are bringing you closer to your desired results. Complacency is a hidden enemy that can creep into your routines without you even realizing it. While consistency involves repetition, it also requires a constant evaluation of your performance, a willingness to adapt and refine your actions based on what is working and what is not. Consistency, when paired with a mindset of continual growth and refinement, is a powerful force. It transforms not just your actions, but your mindset. As you consistently work toward your goals, you begin to internalize the belief that success is not an accident, but a product of deliberate, focused effort. You begin to see opportunities for improvement everywhere. You begin to find solutions instead of obstacles, and you start to recognize that every challenge is an opportunity to build your strength and sharpen your resolve. One of the most important aspects of consistency that is often overlooked is its ability to build trust, both with others and with yourself. When you are consistent, people know they can rely on you. Your word becomes your bond. In business, relationships, or any endeavor, trust is the foundation upon which everything is built. The more consistent you are in delivering value, showing up, and doing the work, the more others will trust you. But even more importantly, your self-trust will grow. When you prove to yourself that you can stick with your commitments even when times get tough, you become a person of integrity. This trust in yourself is one of the most powerful forces you can possess. There's an old saying that success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. This could not be truer. While the world may celebrate sudden bursts of success, the real work happens in the quiet, persistent daily actions that lead up to those moments. If you look at the great achievements in history, you will find that they were built on a foundation of consistent, tireless effort. The constant work done in the background, behind the scenes, by individuals who were not concerned with how long it would take, but simply with making progress one step at a time. And herein lies the beauty of consistency. It provides you with the freedom to fail, the freedom to stumble, and the freedom to learn from every mistake. Because as long as you remain consistent in your efforts, you know that failure is not the end, but a lesson. You will learn from it, adjust, and continue on your journey with greater wisdom. It is the fear of failure that paralyzes so many individuals, but consistency offers a way out. It allows you to fail, learn, and grow, all while staying on course toward your goals. Consistency also brings clarity. As you force yourself to take action each day, you begin to clear the fog of indecision and uncertainty. You develop a deeper understanding of your strengths and weaknesses, of what is working and what is not. It is through this clarity that you gain the power to focus even more sharply on what truly matters. You begin to see your vision unfold before you not as a distant dream, but as a reality being created by your daily efforts. And ultimately, success through consistency is not a matter of luck or timing. It is not a matter of hoping for the right circumstances or waiting for the stars to align. It is a matter of choice. A choice to act, to stay committed, and to trust in the process of continuous, focused effort. Success, in the end, belongs to those who can make this choice each day, who can force themselves to take consistent action, even when the road seems long and the results distant. Those are the individuals who rise above the crowd, who build a legacy, and who leave their mark on the world. As you venture on your path toward your goals, remember that consistency is the sustaining force that will carry you forward. It is the engine that keeps running when the fuel of motivation runs low. The road ahead will be long, and at times it may seem as though you are moving in slow motion. But do not be deceived by the lack of immediate results. In those moments when progress seems invisible, your job is to trust the process. Trust that every small action, every repetitive task, every effort made in silence and solitude is building something significant. Let's examine this principle further. Every time you engage in a consistent action, you are planting a seed. At first, the seed may appear small, even insignificant. You might wonder if it's even worth the effort, but I assure you the process is at work. The foundation of success is not in the visible results, but in the invisible progress. Those seemingly small, consistent efforts are the roots that will one day bring forth the fruits of your labor. Growth is slow, but growth is inevitable. Do not be discouraged by the pace at which you are moving, for it is the consistency of your efforts that will guarantee your eventual success. You must force yourself to take that next step, even when it seems like nothing is changing. You will encounter times of doubt, times when the road ahead seems foggy, and times when the world around you may seem to be spinning faster than you can keep up. But in those moments, it is crucial that you remain committed. The person who succeeds is not the one who never faces challenges, but the one who faces them with consistency and resilience. The ones who succeed are those who find a way to persist, to keep going, and to refuse to quit, no matter how long it takes, no matter how difficult the journey may become. Ask yourself this: what will happen if you continue working consistently, regardless of the circumstances? What will happen if you keep going, even on the days when the results are invisible? When the challenges seem endless and when the world is full of distractions? The answer is simple. You will find success, but only because you forced yourself to remain consistent through every test, every obstacle, and every setback. You must realize that life does not reward the occasional burst of effort, the once-in-a-while push toward a goal. Life rewards the person who shows up every day, the person who embraces consistency as their constant companion. Think about it. Every person you admire, every person you look up to for their success, did not get there through rare moments of brilliance. They got there through day in, day out consistency. They built their successes by doing the hard work over and over again, showing up when it was hard, showing up when they didn't feel like it, and showing up when there was no one else there to cheer them on. Now, let's address a common misconception that many people have: the belief that success is reserved for those who are gifted or lucky. This belief often discourages those who work tirelessly but feel they are not seeing the immediate fruits of their labor. But the truth is, success is not about waiting for the right moment or waiting for the universe to bestow good fortune upon you. It is about making the decision to act consistently, even when you don't feel like it, even when others around you give up, and even when you cannot see the destination clearly. Success is created by the habits you develop and the actions you take every single day. Consistency also allows you to measure your progress. This is an often overlooked benefit. The great thing about consistency is that, as you continue to show up, you start to see the incremental improvements in what you are doing. These improvements, though sometimes small, are the markers of your journey. They are the evidence that your efforts are paying off, even if they are not yet monumental. Over time, you will realize that these small wins have accumulated and become the big successes you had been working toward. This is why it is essential to set measurable goals. Without clear goals, it is easy to feel lost or uncertain about whether or not you are making progress. A measurable goal provides you with a point of reference, a clear outcome to work toward. It also provides you with feedback, a way to assess whether your actions are aligned with your objectives. If you're moving in the wrong direction, consistency allows you to pivot, adjust, and refocus without losing momentum. Consistency also makes it easier to overcome self-doubt. The more consistent you are, the more evidence you accumulate that your efforts are indeed producing results. Over time, this evidence will drown out the negative self-talk that often hinders progress. Your actions will speak louder than your doubts. The knowledge that you are showing up, that you are putting in the work, will silence the voice of doubt and remind you that you are moving toward success. One step at a time. Remember that you are not meant to be perfect. Consistency does not mean that you must be flawless in your execution. What matters is that you show up, do your best, and improve over time. It's about making the decision to act even when you don't feel ready, even when you fear failure. even when things seem uncertain. As you continue to show up consistently, the fear of failure becomes less intimidating. You start to embrace it as part of the process. The more consistent you are, the more comfortable you become with failure, and the less likely you are to allow it to hold you back. The beauty of consistency lies in its accumulative effect. It doesn't matter how small the actions you take may seem at first, they compound, they stack, and eventually these small efforts lead to exponential growth. One small habit can lead to an avalanche of success. One consistent action after another can create something extraordinary. And this is how greatness is achieved, not through dramatic one-time efforts, but through the steady, consistent application of effort over time. Let me share a powerful concept with you, the law of consistency. It states that any behavior that is repeated consistently over time will eventually become a habit. Once something becomes a habit, it becomes automatic. Your actions no longer require the intense mental energy or willpower they once did. This is the beauty of consistency. It takes something that was once difficult and turns it into a routine. It turns the impossible into the inevitable. And this process, once begun, builds momentum that becomes increasingly powerful. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on this simple yet profound idea. Consistency creates habit, and habit creates success. The path to success is paved with the simple, everyday actions that you take. No act is too small to matter. It's the daily decisions to keep going, even when you want to quit, that make the difference. The key is to build those habits and trust in the power of incremental progress. Every single step, no matter how small, is a step closer to your ultimate goal. As you continue on your journey, never lose sight of one undeniable truth. Success belongs to those who endure. The power of consistency is not just in the actions you take, but in the attitude you adopt. It is an attitude of unwavering commitment, of refusing to let go of the vision that burns inside you. Success is not a one-time event. It is the result of 1,000, often unseen, consistent actions. Think about it. Every time you choose to act consistently, you are shaping your future. Every time you choose to stick to your routine, to show up even when you don't feel like it, to press forward despite the obstacles, you are making a statement to the universe. I am not quitting. I will not be denied. That consistency, over time, will not only manifest in tangible success, but it will transform you. It will mold you into a person of character, a person who honors their word, a person who can be relied upon in all circumstances. Your consistency will build your legacy. It will be the quiet, invisible force that shapes everything you create. People will see the result, but they won't see the countless hours, the difficult decisions, the moments when you pushed yourself even when the world wasn't watching. But that's the beauty of it. You don't need the world to watch. You don't need validation in the moment. You just need to keep showing up, doing the work, staying focused, and trusting that your efforts will accumulate into something significant. There will be times when the journey feels long, and you may wonder if the sacrifices you've made are worth it. It's in these moments that consistency truly shows its power. It's in the moments when you are tempted to quit, when you are exhausted and the path ahead seems daunting, that consistency will be your guiding light. At those moments, your resolve to keep going, to stay committed to your actions, will determine the outcome. Remember, it's not the amount of time you've spent that matters, but what you've done with that time. Every hour you dedicate, every task you complete, every effort you make is an investment in the future you are creating. And know this. Your effort will not go unnoticed. Maybe it's not immediately visible to you or those around you, but the universe has a way of rewarding those who consistently apply themselves. Success is the natural byproduct of focused, consistent effort. It cannot be cheated, it cannot be rushed, and it cannot be faked. You may not see the full effect of your efforts right now, but trust that with each passing day you are getting closer. Each step, no matter how small, is progress. As you walk this path of consistency, one thing will become clear. You will become a different person in the process. You will evolve into someone who no longer doubts their ability to achieve greatness. someone who has cultivated the inner strength to persist no matter the circumstances. The act of showing up every day, of staying the course, will strengthen your character, develop your skills, and expand your belief in what's possible. And when you reach the point where others look at you and wonder how you got there, you will know the answer through a relentless, unyielding commitment to consistency. But remember, this journey is not just about achieving the outward rewards. It is about the person you become in the process. Consistency builds your resilience, your discipline, your focus, and your ability to rise above challenges. It is a transformational process, and the more you force yourself to stay consistent, the more you unlock your true potential. When you look back at your life years from now, you will realize that it wasn't the big breaks or the moments of luck that defined your success. It was the daily, consistent actions you took, the commitment to never give up, and the perseverance that led you to your goals. You will see that success is not about waiting for the perfect opportunity, but about creating opportunities through your persistence. The truth is, life will test you. It will challenge your patience, your willpower, and your determination. But as long as you stay true to the principle of consistency, nothing will be able to stop you. Consistency is your superpower. It will carry you through the darkest days and the toughest times. It will be the beacon that guides you, the anchor that holds you steady when the seas get rough. And in the end, it will reward you with the kind of success that only those who never quit can achieve. So I urge you, no matter where you are right now, no matter what your circumstances may be, commit to consistency. Even on the days when the world seems against you, when doubts cloud your mind, and when the future looks uncertain, choose to stay consistent. Force yourself to show up. Make the choice every day to keep moving forward no matter what. Because in the end, it is your consistency that will define your success, your character, and your legacy. In this very moment, you have the power to decide. You have the power to take consistent action, to build habits that will lead to the life you desire, and to prove to yourself and the world that you will not be swayed. You have what it takes. You have the strength within you. Now, all you must do is take that first step, and then another and another, until success is no longer a distant dream, but your reality. Your future self will thank you for the work you put in today, for the consistent efforts you make, for the discipline and resilience you develop along the way. So start now, start today, and keep going no matter what. In the end, the path to success is not paved with extraordinary moments of brilliance, but with the quiet, relentless commitment to doing what needs to be done, day in and day out. Consistency is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It is the force that transforms potential into achievement, dreams into reality, and hard work into lasting success. Remember that it's not about being perfect, but about being persistent. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it, about continuing to put in the work even when the results seem far away. The secret to success is simple. Keep going, keep pushing, keep striving, and keep doing the work, no matter how small the progress may seem. The journey may be long, but the rewards are worth every step. As you cultivate the habit of consistency, you will find yourself growing stronger, more resilient, and more capable of overcoming any obstacle. You will build a kind of character that allows you to stay the course, even when the road is tough. And in the end, your consistent efforts will pay off, not just in the success you achieve, but in the person you become along the way. So I urge you now, make the decision to be consistent. Commit to your dreams, your goals, and your future. Take action every day, no matter how small, and trust in the process. Success is not a destination. It is the result of consistent action, taken one step at a time. Now, take that first step, then the next and the next. Keep moving forward with unwavering consistency, and you will look back one day and realize that you have become exactly what you set out to be. The power to achieve your dreams is within your grasp. It's time to act, and to do so consistently.